And a pleasant good afternoon to you all as we are live from Highlands Baseball, Highland Park for varsity baseball action. Ian Carner's on the mound here to our leadoff batter, number 2. Eli Burks playing center field today as he fouls the first pitch he sees off. Highlands would play here yesterday and get a nice home victory over the Bellevue Tigers. It is their second district win of the year. Mark it their third, as the count goes 1-1. It being Newport, Dayton, Bellevue, however, fell to the NCC Thoroughbreds as the count goes to 2-1. The pitcher on the mound today, Mr. Ian Carner. Carner's gone 11 1/3, giving up 4 earned, as that one's hit hard into right field. Tracking it is Hendricks, and he makes the play. Made it a little harder on himself than he needed to, but called a fly out to the 9th spot. Now I want to bring up Mason Coffenauer of the Rebels, but we've seen some pretty nice things out of Carner early this season. Not a big strikeout guy, but doesn't walk many either, as home plate umpire Donchez Martin rings that one up as a strike. Next one is outside and a called ball. Count goes to 1-1. The plate is Mason Coffenauer, number 7, playing left field today. Coffenauer is second on the Rebels in hits this season, batting .280. Carner's pitch is lined to Schwaba. He makes the catch, and the lineout goes to the 8th spot. And that'll bring up Trent Wilson. He has 5 hits, 25 attempts this year. Driven in 2, no extra base hits. He watches the first one go by. It's called a ball. This Boone County team has played far fewer games than the Highlands Bluebirds, is only logging 8 so far this season. The Highlands 17. Next one in there for a called strike. The count goes 1-1, and Anderson right there showing off his framing ability, and that was something that we've really started to notice, especially as we work our way into the season. He makes pitches that may not be strikes look like strikes, as there was a slider from Carner to go 1-2. Now Carner in the driver's seat. Good heater, had him off balance on the slider, can really do what he wants here. That one is hit hard to the second baseman, Garrett Wiggins. He fires over to J.P. Schaefer. Carner sets him down in order following the 4-3 put away. Highlands will come to bat, looking good.
Highlands Baseball family would like to thank its 2025 season sponsors. Our Grand Slam sponsor, the Davidson family, followed by the Bluebird sponsors, Suzanne Wolf-Bucher, Teacher Policing, the Fulton family, the Van Freshmen, the Festers, the Bushton family, the Schaefers, and the Tomlin family. Thanks to all of these season sponsors and everyone else who supports Highlands Baseball. Go Birds.
Nolan Schwabach steps up to the dish as this Highlands offense will get the first crack at the starter Goodridge for Boone County. He watches it go by. 2-0 is the count. This is a Highlands offense that has begun to struggle in recent games. They started off the season hot, and the game I always point to is that 11-4 victory over Covenant Catholic as Schwabach's pitch is lined right up the middle. Base hit for Nolan Schwabach, and the Birds off to a nice start, and that'll bring up number 11, Brooks Hendricks. First swing of the bat for the Bluebirds, first base hit, and as I was mentioning before, that Schwabach single, I mean, it's a team that started off putting up 11 on Covenant Catholic, 12 on Simon Kenton. But recently, I mean, I go to the 3-4 loss to NCC. Schwabach swipes second base successfully. 2-1 over Walton Verona, 3-2 over Madison Southern. These are not particularly close games, but at least in the game it felt that way. But on the scoreboard, it's been next one in for a called strike. It's 1-2. If this offense can get moving with the way the pitching staff's been playing, I mean, you feel like this is a team that could win the region and compete for a spot like that, but the staff only has a team ERA of 2.7. So if they're allowing less than 3 runs per game, then you feel as though the offense should be able to keep with that. Next one outside, and the count runs full on Hendricks. Schwabach getting a monstrous lead over there at second base. Goodridge comes set. The payoff pitch is flared into left field. That's a base hit, fair, and Schwabach running hard to the plate. He is safe, and a double for Brooks Hendricks. And now, remember the staff here for Boone County coming out to talk to the starter Goodridge and maybe the catcher Gomez. Here's Adam Fortin coming up to the plate. He's been white hot in this season. He is tied for first in hits, batting .442. As the count starts 1-0. Fortin with 19 hits, 13 driven in, 5 extra base hits, all doubles. And he's only fallen victim to the strikeout 7 times. Two balls, no strikes here to Fortin. Next one, a ball. If you watch, interestingly enough, the Boone County catcher Gomez has an AirPod in his right ear, and that is because that is how they are receiving the signal and the pitch sign from their coaching staff. The pitch. In there for the first strike of this at-bat. The count goes 3-1, and a delayed steal by Brooks Hendricks will get him to third base. That is an excellent baseball play by Brooks Hendricks, as that one chopped down the left side, but it's foul. And Highlands now early taking advantage of the catcher Gomez with 2 stolen bases before there's been 1 out recorded in this ball game. The pitch upstairs, and Fortin will take his free pass. Now that'll bring up number 23, Ian Carner. Runners on the corner here for Highlands. Still nobody out here. The Birds have scored 1. That was on that Brooks Hendricks RBI double. Now Fortin goes, and they'll pump fake the throw down. Now, by rule, that is a defensive indifference. That'll go in as a defensive indifference. And Fortin stands on second base. Next one in for a called strike, and now the count goes to 1-1. Here, Ian Carner at the plate. And he has had a more under-the-radar season at the dish. Yeah, I think you think of your 4 big power hitters and what Hendricks has done, and Fortin and Robinson and Schwalbach, and but I think Carner goes. McNay's had a great season as well. Carner goes very under the radar, and he went on a 13-game stretch where he had 12 consecutive games with a base hit, and then right now we're game 16 of that stretch, and 14 of those games have had base hits. The count is 1-2. Upstairs, and it's 2-2. Interesting, when you think of high school kids in an early Saturday morning game, the Birds did show great energy this morning, and I think we can hear the dugout, and the team, I think, really enjoys this season. As that one, comebacker to the mound, Goodridge throws it wild, and now the Birds are going to be running the bases. Carner will now hustle to third, Fortin will score, and an E1 will get Carner all the way to third. Hendricks scores, Fortin scores, and it's 3-0. Jake Robinson now comes up with a run 90 feet away, and these Birds have attacked on offense as this one now chopped right back towards us. This Boone County team has not had a particularly bad season by any stretch when you look at their 3 wins. They took it to Ludlow. I think most notably their most recent game on Wednesday, they beat Connor 11-7. 1-1 here to Jake Robinson. Goodridge's pitch is inside, and it's 2-1. Carner's courtesy runner Gabbard stands 90 feet away. Nobody out as Robinson skies one high in the air to right field. Ross giving chase, however, that might be no man's land, and it's down and it's foul. If that landed fair, that was trouble. Robinson would have at least taken the second. Now the count is 2-2 to Jake Robinson. Goodridge on the mound, comes set. Upstairs, and the count runs full. The season for Goodridge, he's gone 8 1/3. 8 earned runs in that time, and has walked 9, but struck out 14. Upstairs, and that's ball 4. And now a pitcher's mound meeting here, and we'll step aside for a short second. to baseball here for Max McNay as he has come up to the plate. McNay comes up to the plate for Highlands now in a really good spot statistically as Robinson will swipe second base. Pitch was a called strike. McNay now 14 hits. Third place on the team in that category. And is batting .360. Count goes to 1-1. Nobody out in this bottom half of the first. The Birds have put up a three-piece. Schwalbach, Hendricks, Fortin have all scored. Robinson stands on second, Corner on third. The pitch to McNay is a ball. Three balls, one strike, nobody out. Two runners in scoring position here for Highlands. The pitch to McNay is upstairs and a called ball four. Now back-to-back walks for the pitching staff. And as a note, Goodridge moved to first base. Now on the mound is Hinson. Cooper Hinson has only pitched 3 1/3 this year, but the runners in scoring position are not his runners. They would be, of course, Goodridge's runners. Here's the pitch. First one to Kai Anderson is hitting the right field. Giving chase is Ross, but that is well foul. Anderson, I think, has been just about as good as they could have hoped for out of their sophomore catcher. This pitch is upstairs. It's 1-1. I think behind the plate, he's been as good as anyone they've seen. And he's had his struggles with the bat in his hand, but I think early in this season, as we are nearing the halfway point, that he's starting to come around. The 250 hitter does have an extra base hit. He's driven in 3. That one now downstairs for ball 3. He also sees it very well. He's 5 walks, and that is tied for a team lead in that category. 3-1 upstairs and 3 consecutive walks will drive in a run. Gabbard crosses the plate in place of Carter. Now Jacob Robinson hits third base. Max McNay stands on second, and Kai Anderson sits at first base. Sam Rushman will run for Kai Anderson over there at first base. Hearing Coach Benzinger talk before the game, it'll be interesting to see how long he lets Carter go in this one. He had a 1-2-3 first, but at the same time, he said he wants to get some guys at bats here, or innings here. He's had a lot of starters go the distance and go 6 or 7 innings in a game, and as Wiswell fouls one straight back, just over some cars. 1-1 is the count. That's a great thing when your starters can go that deep into games, but you don't get much bullpen action, and when you need them, you'd hate that they're most recent outing was a long time ago. Wiswell gets a base hit in the right field. That'll score 2, and now the Birds have runners on the corners after the Wiswell single. Now batting for Highlands, number 57, Garrett Wiggins. The two lefties in the Highlands starting 9 today, batting back-to-back. Now the Birds officially have batted around. Still nobody out. Every single person in the starting 9 today for Highlands has gotten on base, except for Garrett Wiggins, who, of course, is at the plate now. Skies start to darken a bit here. As downstairs, it's a humid day for baseball. Close, but Inman over there couldn't haul in the throw. It wasn't a bad throw from Gomez, and the 3-0 count here. Henson, the pitch in for a called strike to Garrett Wiggins, and it's 3-1. I would imagine that maybe this game only goes 5 innings, but if the Birds can get a mercy rule here, I would imagine quickly they will go to some relief, as ball to the backstop will score Sam Rushman, and a base on balls to Garrett Wiggins. The Birds now have had everyone come around. Now Schwabach comes to the plate. He was the first batter, lead off in today's game, and would single, later score. He also swiped a base, and the first few in this Highlands lineup have done a great job just actively patrolling the base paths, causing chaos. 2 runners on here for Schwabach as, hits him in the head. Oh no. He smiles, says we got a helmet for a reason, and walks to first base. That'll bring up number 11, Brooks Hendricks. Hendricks doubled in the first, and we're still in the first. So he doubled in his previous at-bat this inning. Hendricks batting from the right side, digs in. Still nobody out in this first inning. They're juiced for Hendricks here as he watches the first pitch ball go by. It's a 1-0 count. Hendricks sees the ball out of the pitcher's hand very well, as that one's scorched on the left side off the glove of the third baseman Inman, and now a bad throw from the shortstop Wilson. And now 1 run scored, so we'll get the official ruling on this here in a second as we meet with the Press Box Rules Committee. And it is what I suspected. That is a fielder's choice E6 for Brooks Hendricks in his column. The bases are still loaded here with Garrett Wiggins on third, Nolan Schwabach on second, Brooks Hendricks over there on first. Fortin drills one on the left side. It's 8-0 in this first inning. Highlands has taken it to the Rebels, and this is the offense we've been wanting to see. And maybe that has something to do with the excess of energy we noticed this morning in the 0-2 upstairs, and now it's 1-2. The 1-2 popped straight up into the air. That is an absolute bomb, and he got under that. He got under that, and that's going to that shelter out in left field. If he barrels that thing and keeps it fair, that is well gone. That ball was smoked. And it looked like that might be a pop fly to the third baseman. Hinson's count is 1-2. One ball, two strikes here to Adam Fortin. Walked in the later score earlier this inning. Swing and a miss. Edson pulled the string on it with the slider. And the first out of the inning is a strikeout to Adam Fortin. Now here's Ian Carner. Carner digs in after getting on via the E1 last time. Scores 8-0 here for the Highlands Bluebirds in their lead over the Boone County Rebels. It's an 0-1 count from beautiful Highland Park. It's chopped. That's trouble. The second baseman will miss the throw to first base. Two runners will score on that as Wiggins comes around. Schwalbach comes around as well. And Carner gets on via the E4. Runners at the corners here as Brooks Hendricks will stand on third base. And that'll bring up number 4, Jake Robinson. There's one away here. Pitches downstairs. Nothing in this first inning for Highlands. Pitches inside. It's a ball. Robinson earlier this inning would walk, stole a base, and would later come around to score. Every single person in the Highlands starting 9 scored in the first inning. Next pitch is away. It's a ball. 2-1 is the count. Here, one away. Hinson comes set. Now fires one to the plate. Robinson, hot shot to shortstop. 6-0. And there's a dropped ball over there at second by Minch. Scoring Hendricks. That is an oddity now that we've seen for the second time today. Second time we've seen the scoring oddity in this inning. That is a fielder's choice error. Fielder's choice E4. Now 2 runners on. First and second here as Gabbard stands in for Carner on second base. Robinson sits at first base for Max McNay at the plate. In for a called strike, and it's 1-1. One away here in this bottom of the first. Still feels crazy to say that. This has been a half-hour-long inning. As it's in the dirt now, 2-1. Two balls, one strike here, one away. The pitch, up and in. Highlands has a hard stretch of a schedule coming up. As McNay gets a walk and it's full.
Hinson issues the face-off balls to McNay. That'll load the bases. Anderson play to first.
Looks like there'll be maybe a batting change substitution here. Nope, still Kai Anderson.
Coming to the plate for Highlands, the catcher. Number 7, Kai Anderson.
The Birds coming up schedule it's a little more difficult. Monday they'll go to play at Lloyd, but Tuesday they've got Scott here at Highland Park. Wednesday they go to Scott to play the Eagles, as that one's chopped in the line, but foul. Very odd to play the same team back-to-back at different times, may I add. 5:30 on Tuesday, 5 o'clock on Wednesday. Then they'll have a couple days off to play Covenant Catholic here at Highland Park. Then we turn to May. They go to Simon Kenton, then to Madison Central. 0-2 is the count here to Kai Anderson. Hinson gets the call. The pitch is skied high in the air. It's in the right field, and the catch is made. 2 away. Runner tags up, and Max Gabbard will score on the sacrifice fly.
He was the right fielder. Ross making the play for the Rebels, and out number 2. Now batting for Highlands to hit.
Here's Sully Wiswell.
Number 2, Sully Wiswell.
Now Wiswell digs in after singling and getting a couple RBIs on his line. Then once it hits May, they'll go to Ryle, have a home game for Beechwood on May the 6th. Then a home game for Campbell County the day after. And they'll get a day off to play Dixie and Greenwood here. Then a doubleheader for Greenwood here, actually. Then they go to Boone County to cap off the season series there. And finish off with a couple of Ohio teams to end their season. So the schedule does get significantly harder when you have to play Campbell County, Ryle, Dixie will always compete, and Beechwood as well. One ball, one strike. There's 2 away in this inning as Wiswell watches one go by to the backstop. Both runners will move up.
Both runners advance on the ball to the backstop.
Wiswell at the plate here, the designated hitter. And if he can get on, then the Birds will have successfully batted around twice this inning. They put up a 12 spot in this first inning. As he chops it back to the pitcher, flips to first base, and Wiswell is out on the 1-3 put away. What an inning for the Highlands offense as they put up 12, and Ian Carter will go back to the mound when we return on the FTU Film and Broadcast YouTube channel. Now we're back. I apologize. I believe we had some technical difficulties there. 2-1 count here from Ian Carner to Gabe Goodridge, the original starter in today's ball game. That one swung on and missed, and it's now 2-2. Carner went 1-2-3 in the last inning he pitched, and now it's 3-2. This is a tough inning for Carner because he's had to sit for so long without really moving his arm in meaningful pitches. As Carner now the full count pitches, swung on and missed. The first strikeout of the day for Ian Carner. Now that'll bring up Paxton Minch, who's playing second base today. That one is hit fairly well to right field. Calling it as the second baseman Wiggins, and he makes the catch. It was great to hear from Wiggins right there. It was just how vocal he was. That's a tough play for the second baseman to make. Maybe even would have been easier for Brooks Hendricks to make that play, but Wiggins called him off and had a great play, which that's the kind of communication you'd rather see than the opposite, as that one's chopped back to Wiggins. He fumbles with it, picks it back up, and he's safe. An E4 will be the book ruling. And now that'll bring up Ben Inman. Inman, today's third baseman. Two away here in this top half of the second as Carner's pitch is fouled straight back. It's an 0-1 count. Highlands up 12-0 over the Boone County Rebels. I will say personally, I'm a fan of the cutoff jerseys that we see from the Rebels. Not many teams run the button-down cutoff jerseys, but I'm a fan of them. Gives mid-90s Reds no one seems to be opting for the no-sleeve, sleeveless look, as Derek Dietrich would do. That pitch is chopped over to Fortin, who gets it 6-3 put away. And we head to the bottom half of the second. The Birds up, looking to add. Bluebirds up 12-0 over the Boone County Rebels here in a 1-1 count that Jackson Hartle finds himself in. He'll be pinch hitting here for Garrett Wiggins. That one hit fairly well to center field. Burke's chasing after it, and he makes the catch. Now it's number 1, Max Gabbard. First pitch he sees is hit to the shortstop. Wilson fires over the diamond, and 2 quick outs here for the Boone County Rebels. Now batting is number 20, Sam Rushman. For his first at-bat, subbing in for Brooks Hendricks, who ends his day 1 for 2. He had a double in the first, and then Hendricks would get out on the fielder's choice E6. So now an 0-2 count to Sam Rushman. Pitches upstairs. Home plate umpire today is Mr. Don Ches Martin. That one hit sharply on the right side, but very foul. The 1-2. An off-speed pitch that was just above the zone. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes here with 2 away in the bottom half of 2. Rushman sharply hits one up the middle, and that's a base hit, the first of the inning for the Highlands Bluebirds. Now I'll bring up number 5, Finn Bolden.
The Birds have a base runner. Now batting for Highlands, number 5, Finn Bolden.
The pitch to Bolden is outside. Retreating back to first base is Sam Rushman. Bolden's line drives one into left field. That's a base hit. Now the Birds have 2 on.
Bolden signals the left. Puts Rushman in scoring position.
To wait here for number 19, Patrick Davidson.
We have a new batter for the Birds, number 19, Patrick Davidson.
Davidson digs into this one after starting yesterday. He admitted that topic we talked about earlier came into effect where the starters have been doing so well. Typically he's an out of the bullpen sort of pitcher, and he was just a little rusty. He felt that the starters have been doing so well, there's really been no need for a bullpen. And it was good to shake some of that off, and hopefully can get more innings and outings here as we now finds himself into an 0-2 count. That one hits sharply back up the middle. That's a base hit. Rushman will halt at third base, and now the run gets by. The ball gets to the fence, and Bolden gets to third base. Rushman scores, and it is a 13-run ball game. That'll send Bolden to third base, and now it's number 33, Nolan Thomas. Watches the first pitch go by, called a ball. 2 away in the bottom half of 2. Next one in for a called strike. Seemed to be a very similar pitch as the first. And it's a 1-1 count here for Nolan Thomas. Next one's in the dirt, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike. With 2 away on this humid morning for baseball in Fort Thomas. The 2-1 is chopped over to the shortstop, Wilson. He gets it, fires it across the diamond, and it's a 6-3 put away. That'll end the inning with the Birds up 13 over the Boone County Rebels. And a plethora of defensive changes here. It's 13-0. Highlands looking to go back out in the field and end this one early, and including a new pitcher, number 16, Noah Lonner, will toe the rubber. Cooper Henson's at the plate here for Noah Lonner on the mound, who fires in a first pitch strike. Count is 0-1 here for Henson as he swings and misses one downstairs. Goes to 0-2. Lonner chopped out of play and foul. Henson steps more up in the box here, and it's 0-2. Swung on and missed, but the ball will get away, and he will take first base on the strikeout.
Lonner gets Henson on strikes. He reaches safely as the ball bounced around behind the plate. Now batting for Boone County, the designated hitter.
Now batting is Dakota Daniels.
Dakota Daniels.
Playing the designated hitter spot today. Watch as one go by. Henson gets on after the strikeout and E2. 1-0 from Launer. Worse. 2-0. In for a called strike, and it's 2-1. Nobody out here. Runner on first is Henson. Dakota Daniels at the plate, Noah Launer on the mound. That one chopped foul. Now it goes to 2-2. Launer's done a nice job in this at-bat after coming back down 0-2. We are excited to announce the next edition of the Highlands Live Sports Radio Show from Barleycorn's Cold Spring. It will feature the baseball and softball team on May 22nd, following the district tournament. Of course, when that time gets closer, there will be more information given out. And the second strikeout of the inning, it's a backwards one to Dakota Daniels, and will flip to the top as Eli Burks will come to the plate. Eli Burks digs in after flying out to the right fielder his first time up. Well up and in. Burks moves up in the box, stands in. Bit more of an open stance. It's 1-0. Dietrich fakes the snap throw down and gets it back to Launer. Two-0. Downstairs, and Dietrich keeps it in front. Count goes to 3-0 here. Launer, now from the belt, kicks and deals. Inside, and Donchez Martin calls ball 4. Now Mason Coffenauer chops one to the right side. It's Jackson Hartle who fields it, gets it to first base, and the 4-3 put away. Now Hinson stands on third base, and Burks will go up 90 feet as well to second base. And now it's Trent Wilson playing shortstop today. Ended the previous Highlands side of the inning as that one hit hard right to Hartle. Fields it, tosses it to first, and that's the inning. The Birds will come to bat up 13. Messmer into left field. That's a base hit. I apologize. Technical difficulties on the mic. Once again. Now it's Chase Dietrich, the catcher.
Now batting for Highlands, the catcher, number 15, Chase Dietrich.
The Birds would need 2 runs in this inning to enact the run rule. As the first pitch in the at-bat to Dietrich is a called ball. He chops one back to the pitcher, gets it, steps, throws, and the 1-3 put away. That will move Messmer up 90 feet. That'll bring up J.P. Schaefer.
The first baseman, number 25, J.P. Schaefer.
Schaefer digs in for his first at-bat of the afternoon. He watches 2 strikes go by. Now the count goes to 0-2. The 0-2. Upstairs. They have erased the DH spot here with Schaefer at the plate. The pitch. Swung on and missed, and strike 3 to Schaefer, and there's 2 away.
Schaefer down on strikes for out number 2. Now batting for Highlands, the second baseman, number 24.
Now batting's number 24, Jackson Hartle. As he hits one hard, right back up the middle. Backhanded by Minch, and a nice play by the second baseman, Minch, who gets the backhand. And that's the inning. Birds held scoreless in the third. They'll go and pitch one more time.
A pitching change for Highlands. It'll be number 8, Danny Hurley, takes the ball for the Birds to start the 4th. Coming to the plate for the Rebels, the pitcher, number 23, Peyton Elmore.
Peyton Elmore, we finally figured out who the pitcher was, who's had some process of elimination with no roster and a tough lineup card. We were able to get done, so it's Peyton Elmore who's at the plate and who has been pitching for the Boone County Rebels. This, in all probability, will be the final inning of this ball game. The Rebels would need 4 this inning. Peyton Elmore. Watches the first pitch strike go by. Hurley's a big fan of his ability to throw strikes. He thinks that's the most important part of pitching in the 9th region. Here's the 0-2 from Hurley. Swung on and missed, and Danny Hurley gets a strikeout. The runner gave himself up, so no drop third strike enacted. And that'll bring up number 28, Paxton Minch, the second baseman, who ended the last inning with that nice backhanded play. Swung on and missed. Hurley bringing some velocity here. He's a very under the radar piece of this team. And again, another guy that just hasn't gotten a chance with how well the starter's been playing. That one in there for another strike. I think the biggest key to winning 9th region games is simply strikes. I think it's the most overlooked thing. If you can throw strikes, you can win ball games in the 9th region. Swung on and missed. Danny Hurley looking strong. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night from Hurley to Minch. That'll bring up the left-handed hitting Ethan Ross.
Now batting for the Rebels, the right fielder, number 13, Ethan Ross.
Pitch is down and in. 1-0 is the count. That one is drilled into left center field. That is a base hit and a hard hit at that.
Ethan Ross was
Single into left center. That'll bring up Ben Inman.
and the Rebels have a base runner.
Danny Hurley has doubled the amount of strikeouts that thrown by Highlands pitching today with 2.
Ben Inman.
Here 2 away, and Inman pitches outside, and the first base hit of the game for the Rebels, and that one's chopped over to shortstop. Bolden tosses it away, and that's your ball game.
But out goes 6-3. Bolton handles the chopper, tosses over to Schaefer
I believe.
to end the top half of 4.
Maybe not. We'll stick around to see what they'll do.
Burns coming to bat.
Max Gabbard to the plate. As we've gone back to the top of the lineup here for the Highlands Bluebirds.
You got one job back there, catcher. You don't do it either. Yeah, I do. They just don't play me there.
The pitch outside.
Ejecto!
Actually, 2 more. I feel good. Huh?
Except over the plate, dumbass.
1 ball, no strikes.
How you supposed to throw a gyro ball?
Pitch is swung on and missed by Gabbard. It's a 1-1 count.
Airball.
Nobody out.
Alright, I'm good.
Hey, I need one.
Pitch is downstairs, and it's now 3. Correction, 2 and 1. That one chopped over to the shortstop Wilson, and it'll get by. That's a base hit for Max Gabbard.
You expect me to catch
He becomes 1 for 2 on the day.
How do you expect me to catch that? Well, I didn't realize how hard it was.
Now it's Sam Rushman. His last time up was a single, and he would later score.
I got that. I just need a math.
I believe Rushman's playing right field now. 1 ball, no strikes.
I don't know anything accessible. Yeah.
1 ball, 1 strike is the count to Sam Rushman. Next pitch is skied high in the air to right field, but it looks like it's going foul, and it is. Pitch is in the dirt, and Gabbard will not take second base. Two balls, 2 strikes. That one chopped to second base, and 4-3 is the put away. Now it's Finn Bolton at the plate as he watches the first one go by. No balls, 1 strike to the junior, who is 1 for 1 today. There's 1 away in this inning. One downstairs, called a ball. Chopped up the middle, base hit, and it'll get by the center fielder Burks. Bolton will come to a halt at second base, and Gabbard will score with ease. Now it's Danny Hurley. Hurley comes up, watches the first one go by. It's a called strike. RBI single and an error for Bolton as that was hit straight back foul by Hurley. count moves to 1-2. That one skied into right field, and that'll get down in fair territory, and the Birds now have runners on the corners.
Hurley takes one into right field. There's runners at the corners.
Now it's number 10, John Noonan.
Now batting for Highlands, number 10, John Noonan.
The pitch to Noonan is up and away. Two 0 is the count here to Noonan. That one fouled back. Now it goes 2-1. Two balls, one strike, one away. Noonan fouls one straight back, and now the count goes to 2-2 with one out. Two balls, two strikes here to John Noonan. The pitch downstairs and back by home plate umpire Donchez Martin. Count runs full. The pitch to Noonan. Fouled straight back, and we'll do the full count pitch one more time. Downstairs, and Noonan goes down looking.
Burks retires Noonan on strikes for out number 2. At the plate for Highlands,
Now it's number 6, Charlie Mesmer.
Number 6, Charlie Mesmer.
Pitches away. One ball, no strikes, two away. Runners on the corners here. Hurley's on first. Finn Bolden on third base. Downstairs, and it's 2-0. The 2-0. Swung on and missed by Mesmer, and now it's 2-1. Downstairs, and it's 3-1. Mesmer today singled. Would be stranded at second. 3-1 is downstairs, and it's ball 4. Now batting, I believe, is Chase Dietrich.
Issues a walk from Mesmer. Makes his way to first. That'll load him up for Highlands. At the plate for the Birds, the catcher, number 15, Chase Dietrich.
Dietrich comes to the plate as the sun pokes through a little bit. He grounded out to the pitcher his last time up. Now the count's 0-1. Ball swung on, hit up the middle, base hit. Bolden will come home to score, and that is 15. And that's 15, so the 15-run rule will come into effect, and Highlands wins 15-0. Thank you all for tuning in on this beautiful Saturday morning for baseball. The next broadcast will be Tuesday. It'll be a 5:30 game against the Scott Eagles. And I'll catch you then. For Brendan Bucher for Highlands Baseball, thank you all for tuning in. Thanks to our technical director, Hayden Rolfe, and our public address announcer, Kevin Neaporte. I'll catch you in the next one.